What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another Prep Insider. This one's a Saturday edition following a football team. Always a little nervous when I schedule a football team for a Saturday. Just like footballs are not round. Sometimes things go wrong. But Mission Bay got the win last night, and they are here to say what's up. Guys, 5-1. Yes, congrats. Let's go down the line real quick and introduce ourselves, name, grade, and position, because nobody recognizes football players without a helmet and a number. I would wonder if Coach even could actually recognize everybody on his own team without a helmet and number.
My name is Hatan Wynn. I'm a linebacker and running back, and I'm a junior, class of 2023.
Keller Feldman, wide receiver, class of 2022.
Clash Osborne, quarterback, class of 2022.
Teddy Bettner, class of 2023, center, defensive tackle.
Jacob Sloan, class of 2023, junior, receiver and kicker.
Greg Tate, head coach, class of 2010.
Class of 2009. Third year, second year for you. And time doesn't make sense after the COVID year for me necessarily in terms of coaching seasons.
It's my, I want to say, third season of the program. I got here in 2019. I became the head coach in the spring of 2020, so this is my
second season, but
1.5,
first full season.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're season and a half. This is the first full thing. You having fun?
Absolutely, every day.
Are you guys having fun?
Yes, sir.
That seems genuine. That didn't seem forced at gunpoint. This is a season where, you're squeaking by on games or anything like that. It seems like both the offense and the defense, like everything is working. Yes? Like, what's the mindset? You just got done with a game yesterday. Is there still goals set for improvement? Are you guys happy where you're at and you're just trying to maintain? What's going, we're down to the last kind of stretch here of the season. What's the thought process? Also, these are all open-ended questions. I don't want to just peg one of you guys with, so whoever wants to answer, please.
We have no expectations for ourselves, but our expectations are high. Like, for the end of the season, we know what we're capable of, and we know we want to get to CIF, and we know in the division we're in and how good we play, we know we can get there.
This has been 4 years on varsity for you, 3 years on varsity.
3 years.
3 years on varsity for you. Last night I watched a quarterback very comfortable in the pocket. You seem pretty happy with the guys that you have up front blocking for you and the offensive scheme. Does this feel like this is I talk to a lot of quarterbacks sometimes that are, like my junior year was when I had all my senior guys that were my weapons, and then, it wasn't quite that same thing. Do you feel like you're getting everything at the right time senior year, like you're going out the way that you wanted?
Yeah. I mean, I miss a few of the guys we had last year. Hutch.
But it seems like you guys are scoring kind of at will this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything left, not asking for necessarily surprise tricks, but what have you anyone left to get a touchdown to that has not gotten a touchdown yet that you're like, we could get one or two more guys some fun tutties this year? Okay, so what's the scenario where we get Keller a touchdown? How can we make this happen? And Coach, did I just raise your stress level through the roof?
No, I'm good. I'm cool, calm, collected. But the scenario for him, he gets to the one and refuses to go in the end zone
He's
every
leading
game.
the team in receiving yards, but doesn't have a receiving touchdown yet.
He has a fumble recovery touchdown off a block punt.
Okay, so how do we fix this then? What route do we need to run it out at the one and then just throw four slants to force feed one of these? How can we? This seems odd that I have to convince you to score a touchdown here. What are we talking? Again, two microphones in front of him for this one.
We've been on the goal line and we'll run the slant plays, but a lot of them are pick plays, so I'm picking for him over there, and then he'll go score the touchdowns. He's 11 on the season, so it's just a lot of pick and being outside. I feel like it's just not it's targeted at me on the end zone, but it's all good. I got yards and he got touchdowns, so I'm not even worried. I got
low worries.
5 more games or 4 more and then playoffs. So
that he's already counting state playoffs. I like that. A lot of confidence, obviously, from you guys. Where does this come from? Is this I've talked to some teams that have a chip on their shoulder still from the spring season. I have teams that are no, man, we had a great bonding thing that we did over this. Where does this all kind of stem from, this high level of expectations and motivations that you guys have?
I just want to say the whole chip on the shoulder thing is pretty true to an extent when it comes to our team, because so many people just didn't think we were going to do anything after we had Andrew Hutchison leave and Evan leave, and then Clash was playing with a bunch of kids younger than him now, and people are let's see what they can do. And now that we're leading our division right now, I think that there is like a pretty big chip on our shoulder, which kind of motivates most of us, I could say.
Yeah.
Who's the rival right now? Is Claremont? I mean, Claremont's like the school rival, but for you guys, is there anyone left on the schedule where you're like, we really are like,
I mean,
we're gunning for that one?
Crawford's going to be fun this week just because we know a bunch of guys on that team, and some of their coaches used to be our coaches, so it'll be fun to play them this week.
Bad blood? Rivalry? Can we stir up some Twitter beef right now?
We can definitely stir it up. Coach Mooney. So
He sat in that exact spot too.
I know it. That's why I'm sitting here. I take note of everything. So yeah, he knows. No,
I'm well aware that you guys take note of everything and have the ability to download podcasts and reclip them into motivational clips. I look like an asshole every now and then, 2 or 3 times this season. I appreciate it. First time I've done that in a football one in a while, so that was a nice change of pace. Usually it's the baseball and basketball teams that I'm completely way off on. But I will own up to that. I just dislike the program in general as a La Jolla alumni. So you know it happened because Dylan Baxter was my tenure. Like I vividly remember getting juked so hard I got pulled from defense permanently, and coach said, it was a much less politically correct time in sports history. So my bad, guys.
And it's all good. You know, I kind of told him that's probably where the little slight animosity comes from
also,
with the La Jolla.
People tend not to understand that a little bit of like what this whole thing is we're all playing characters. Because it would be a boring show if every week we all came out here and all picked the chalk. So yeah, I get Bodie De Silva, who's Mr. Responsible, like scorebook live professionalism, so he's never going to be the one picking the fake one. Tommy sometimes can be fun with it and go run only. Like I like the run teams, whatever. But so very often I'm left being the one who's like, I'll be the contrarian. Sure, I'll take I once had the state championship Cathedral football team with Tate Haynes and that whole team like 5-6 years ago, losing every round of the playoffs to obviously inferior teams. So trust me, you guys were on the polite side of the paybacks and retributions. Full season this year, like full season in terms of getting pep rallies and school spirit. Like, is the school responding to your success?
Mr. ASB.
So our school is responding to our success. They're trying to do a lot better with the Spirit Days, and we are planning on having a pep rally. I believe it will be outside, so then we don't have to wear masks inside. But
nice.
Yeah.
And we've had like pretty good turnout at all of our home games.
So we don't need to call anybody out right now because I've had some schools come in here and need to call out their student section. You guys are everything's nice.
They're coming out to home games. I mean, we could use a little more support at away games. It would be nice, but
hey, those are always tough.
Yeah.
Always tough.
Yeah.
There's always an excuse.
The parents, too. The parents come to all the games, and they're loud, so we appreciate that, too.
Very nice. Very nice. Do you guys have freshman, sophomore, or freshman, JV, and varsity, all 3 levels, or freshman or JV, varsity? What are we looking at?
We just have JV. They actually had their first game yesterday. They won 28-0.
Very nice.
First JV team since 2018.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask. I am curious. I know that you guys are varsity, and everyone wants to talk about varsity, but also sometimes just program health has been an interesting question this year. A lot of people are going in both directions. Some are saying, yeah, we have a ton of freshmen coming back, and they're excited about football. Other people are saying we got a little bit of a hiccup, and less people are coming back. So, but this is a good sign, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. There's about 40 guys on the team.
Whoa!
So the future looks like it'll be okay.
That's fresh legs, actually. That's
100%.
That's the best. Yeah, because that's what people don't understand is that's where actual. Thank you, intern. That's where you need actual like that's where you need scrub players like I was in high school. Like you just need someone to run scout defense. It does make a difference. But okay, so the student section is back. What are some of the Spirit Days that they have gone with, or themes this year that you guys have enjoyed? Or we'll just grill you, Mister. What is your position in ASB?
I just
you're
am
just in it. You're not like you're not like the spirit director.
No,
oh,
I'm
both
not
of you guys.
Spirit director.
You're hiding over here from ASB responsibilities.
Yeah, my role in ASB isn't much bigger than his is. So
yeah, I take care of our Buck Cafe. It's like our little like snack shop, and then he takes care of like
I run elections. So
yeah. For like homecoming court and stuff like that.
Why are we laughing? Why are we laughing that he runs elections here?
You said it.
Hey, it's important. Someone has to do it.
We got good concussion protocol and everything to check and make sure the numbers don't get a little wonky counted some weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
What elections have you handled, and how has he done? Any fraud
I've-
allegations or anything like that? Any
Just-
recounts being needed?
I've done homecoming elections since my freshman year. That's about it.
Have we had homecoming yet?
Not
we have
this
not.
year.
It's in 2 weeks for us.
All right, so is there a tight race for homecoming king? Is this guy the anointed, like just the quarterback cliche
want
thing?
him,
Coach,
we
that,
want him to win.
that
would
sounded
assume.
kind of mean, Coach. That was that a supportive laugh or a mean laugh?
Nah, it's supportive. He's Mr. Mission Bay over here.
Okay, so do you need to rally people to vote for you? How does you've
Nah,
already
that's not really my thing.
Vote Clash Orsborn for homecoming king.
most people think it's Osborne.
Yeah, and my dad always gets upset about it. I remember my sophomore year, the announcer kept saying Osborne, and he was like, if they say Osborne one more time, I'm gonna go up there and say Orsborn. That's how you say it, Orsborn.
Okay, so he is the anointed homecoming king. Does that mean that you get to go back out at halftime to wear the sash and everything, or
Only if we're up. Only if we're playing good, I think. Yeah.
I like how he. We'll zoom back in on that, but there was a little like side eye had to be connected there. Like he's like coach. He's like coach. You see me right? You see me right? I'm don't pull me even when we're up. I need to keep throwing tutties. You gonna run for a bunch of them this year in some of these later games, or are we just mostly throwing this year?
Right now, I have 7 rushing touchdowns.
You gonna break the double digits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Deal. So you guys, like we said, we got Crawford coming up, but you're already feeling like this is confident. You're higher up in the division. Do you do any scoreboard watching? Do you have teams that you do or don't want in the playoffs? Is that a little too early to ask this?
You mean as far as like teams we don't want to see in the playoffs?
Yeah, just like we're now down to those last 3 games. Like, are you doing any looking around the rest of Division 5 to be like, yes, we would love to host them in the playoffs. Yes, we want to kick their asses. No, we don't want to play them.
We want everybody.
All of the smoke.
All the smoke. Whoever shows up.
Is all of the smoke still a thing, or is that me trying to sound like Cap, no Cap? Like, do I sound too old saying that?
Nah, it's 100% still a thing. We want all the smoke with everybody every Friday.
Deal. Agreed. You guys, bring on anybody because you'll host home games throughout the whole playoffs. Yes, I would
Hopefully,
assume
yeah.
at this point, it would take a lot of mathematical improbability for you guys to drop out of a home game. What is the homecoming game this year?
Kearney.
Yeah.
So are we making a pitch? Everybody come out to the Kearney game. Is there going to be something special at the game? A DJ, fireworks, something cool? Like, what is homecoming for you guys?
As of now, I'm not sure what we're planning for the homecoming game.
Solid, other than a W.
Yeah, other than a W.
We have, I know like every year they do like floats and stuff at halftime.
Yeah.
So like, I guess that would be fun.
But nothing that you guys get to enjoy. And this I think was the question was I was getting at. Was there like the football players never actually get to enjoy homecoming? Yeah. So that's what I was saying. If they're going to give you guys anything, hey, like we get a fireworks show or something like that before or after the game, something cool to intro us. I just think it's always ironic that all of the hype around the homecoming game and you guys are like, nope, missed it. Sorry, I was in our
to play at least
stinky ass locker
football,
room.
So.
That is always the trade-off. I suppose you do cut right to the core of it there.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, but we are the football team, though,
Yeah.
so we're the center of attention. Coach, this seems like you've got a loosey-goosey group here. Has this been hard to maintain? Like, I feel like that's a very fine balance. Is that a lot of coaches stress about? I like my guys to have personality, but I can't let them lose focus and control. How have you struck that balance?
No, because I've been with most of these guys since they were either freshmen or sophomores. So, I mean, I'm used to the personalities. I don't really have to raise my voice too often because they know when it's time to lock in, it's time to lock in. So, in between plays, talk, whatever, but once, like, it's go time, and they know to shut it off once that time is starting.
He's got kind of the low-key voice down here, so I'm assuming him yelling is terrifying. Like is it like, oh, wow, that's like we don't hear that a lot? And so
I could say that's pretty safe to say. You don't really hear it from him much raising his voice. So
But
when it
you
does
don't wanna
happen.
hear
is he this cool and composed in game as well, or
on
does
the
he-
field, yeah.
yeah, in game usually at halftime,
little fire in those halftime speeches?
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Sometimes you have to, get guys back in line and refocus. So,
Coach Chamberlain,
The legend.
The legend. He was my offensive line coach in high school. I mean, I wasn't playing offensive line, but I was a fullback, so we were kind of lumped in together. You guys probably don't even know what that position is because nobody runs the ball anymore in high school football. He can testify to this. One of the funniest experiences I ever had at a halftime speech was we were down 7 to Hoover, which was it was Todd Doxey and Leslie Roddy,
He was
different
like
Hoover. Our coach comes storming in, and like he looked like he had a speech ready. Like he was gonna get us fired up, but as he turns, he kicks the 6-pack of the Gatorade things, and it goes flying into one of our kids' faces, and he had braces, so immediately just blood everywhere, and he just was like. Immediately, all focus. It was like, so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But it everyone started cracking up, and it ended up being the best halftime speech we could have gotten possible because it broke all of the tension. Right. And the whole second half, we were just like, so I'm not advocating for that, but he can verify. I've had people call BS on that story, but somehow it was like the inverse of a speech worked perfectly, where we were so ready to get yelled at, but then we all just started laughing at this poor kid bleeding because of his braces, and it was great for the second half. He never got in, which I felt bad. Like coach wasn't terrible. Like, "We'll put you in. We'll put you in." I was like, "Come on, man, that's terrible." We laugh though at Chamberlain. He's a legend. Why? Just he's a bit of a quirky dude.
He's a character. Like he's pretty low key too, but once he gets going, he's going, and like
him fired up is funny.
Yeah,
him fired up is
he's mad.
Do not let another coach try to get on the offensive line. He is gonna. I got him.
Don't let Class get on him either.
He is like the offensive line is like his pride and joy. He doesn't.
He's like the mother lion. Like
exactly,
he's so crazy.
100%.
Like, and then but you look at him and he's kind of just like looking off at the dude, like, oh man, like great day today. Oh, beautiful. He's like just not dialed in, but then he dials in and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. For you guys, what's the secret sauce in terms of the loosey goosey? Is it? You know, the good pregame playlist. Who has the aux cable this year, or who has the pregame tunes control this year?
Ethan Sober.
Yeah.
And we approve. Yes,
we do approve. We approve. Coach,
Our coach
does not approve.
Yeah, our coach happens to not approve of anything he plays, but we all seem to. It seems to work.
What
for
does he
us.
play? Give us a little sample of what's been working this year for you guys.
I don't even
You
know.
like specific songs? Are you fan like Young Boy?
New Drake stuff.
Yeah, some Drake. I can't really think of others, but Coach Tate always tries to start off with the aux, but we gotta kick him off fast because
And he never charges his speaker.
never charges
for
his
like 10
speaker.
minutes and then it
So we
dies.
need to get it like while we're dressing up, and then it's just dead, so we don't have it anymore. But
So what do you start with? What 2 or 3 songs do you get in before the
already know
speaker
what he's about to
dies?
say.
Me, if I'm on the speaker, you know, I got to turn on ESTG. You know, I'm gonna just put it on shuffle and let it rock, and then you know, that's all I'm gonna put a vote of confidence out there for ESTG. Check them out if you have.
If you guys are 6-1, do you actually want to mess with this though, and not have it be 2 or 3 songs before the power dies, and then just an awkward silence while you're warming up? Like, is there are you guys that kind of a team where you're like you got your rituals and routines and you have to stick with it and superstitions? Yes.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
What are some of the superstitions?
we walk out the locker room, just smack the top of the door like really hard. That's number one.
Also, just want to say for every win we've had this year, I've had my SpongeBob underwear on. So that's one thing that
That's
we've
what I was gonna
had going for us.
If those were socks, I would ask to see them. But we will take your word for it. Honestly, I appreciate it. Is there a sign there that you're smacking?
No.
No,
No,
just a
it's
nice little spot.
Yeah, it's just like yellow paint, and like over the years, it's been like just a hole in the wall, but they repatched it, and it's already starting to get like a hole in there.
So you got to knock that hole back into the wall. Deal.
Smack it.
One of mine is just every night, like our coach Isaac tells us to like sit in the dark for 10 minutes and just focus on your breathing. So I do that every night before the game.
I'm curious. You have already rolled up your sleeves and are like showing off the guns during the interview. Is this a subconscious thing that he just does to remind everybody
it's
that he's the
just-
quarterback?
No, it's the sleeves. I hate long sleeves. So they just
What are you doing here, Coach? You're restricting your quarterback. Give him a sleeveless shirt.
I gave him the option to cut the sleeves off, so at that point, it's on him.
Do you
He's
want
a-
some scissors?
I'm good. I'm good.
Obviously not, but hopefully it's somebody at some point, like for the championship, we'll get you a sleeveless championship shirt. Deal?
Yeah, deal.
Perfect.
I like that idea.
Any other superstitions, or is that good? We're because so far you guys are the most superstitious team we've had in here, and I love this. Is there anything that I'm missing?
I also have one YouTube video I watched, the DeAndre Hopkins versus D'Angelo Hall video. I watched that pretty much before every single game.
I'm assuming there's no chance you've seen Any Given Sunday. It feels like before all of you guys, Coach. Yeah. He reminds you of the wide receiver that stares into the mirror and goes, I am the greatest wide receiver alive. I am the greatest wide receiver alive.
I wouldn't doubt if he actually does that before a game.
We can send you the clip. It's from an old football movie, but there's a guy who just, before every game, stares into the mirror, like in his eye black, and just goes, I am the greatest wide receiver alive. I am the great. And he just tells it to himself, and that's like his pregame thing.
Just start doing that.
Yeah, deal. Guys, we really appreciate you coming in, and we will get you out of here. But I do like to ask, it's kind of an open-ended question, and I know there's not always a great answer that isn't cliche, but I like giving the platform to all the seniors. What is the legacy that you guys want to leave as a senior class?
Like, number one is just winning CIF, getting a banner up in there. Same with league. We have league banners, so getting one of those up in there along with CIF, and then whatever's next, then just keep going.
I think also, like, because our program wasn't that great a few years back, so just keep building up
Your
the
program's
program.
been through a lot.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, like, the decline of Mission Bay from being where, like, Dylan Baxter 10 years ago might have been to here is not because of poor coaching or because of, they lost one superstar and that's all they ever had. Like, you guys have undergone some pretty horrendously quick and awful losses at the coaching staff levels. You guys are getting smaller, too, as a school. I mean, Marshawn Cherry, the basketball coach, tells me this all the time.
Yeah.
The enrollment has gone down a couple hundred over the last 4 years. Like, things have not been easy for you guys. For any no program would be great under those conditions. So yeah, I don't undersell that.
Yeah,
But
just keep like building the program up because we want to get it back to that point to where we're consistently winning every season.
40 kids on the JV level has to feel like you guys at least are doing some of that block building. Do you look at that with a little bit of pride? And
Definitely, because last time we had a JV was my freshman year, and I felt like we had a lot of kids still, and we were building, and then it kind of went down for a little again, and we're just building it back up ever since my sophomore year.
everyone else is juniors?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, perfect. Sorry, I'm not going to remember everybody's class and position. Coach, for you, these seniors, this senior class, what are they going to mean to you? Or what do they mean to you?
Gotta get emotional.
I know. I have to ask some of these because
for sure.
very rarely do you get just a kind of open-ended platform to answer these.
For sure. I mean, they mean a lot. You know, these guys came in on varsity as sophomores. Clash been starting at quarterback since a sophomore. So he's seen, you know, pretty much everything you can see. Keller didn't get to play his sophomore year. I think he was hurt.
You have caught a touchdown, though, right? Like, it's not just this season, or it's in
No, I've caught one before.
Okay,
It's
good.
not this season.
Yeah, and Keller came on strong in the spring. Has been building. He has a couple opportunities at the next level, so they mean a lot. And they show a great example of, like, for the younger guys to shoot for what they should be, and just instill a sense of pride in the program. So I think that's the main thing, having pride in what you're doing, and that everybody else will fall in line after that.
I love that. Pride is back at Mission Bay High School in the football program. I think that's fair to say. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You are the best receiver in the world. You are the best receiver in the world. Is there a saying, a hashtag, like a go Bucks, or like anything specific? No, not really.
Mr. Twitter over here, Coach Tate.
Nah, we just use the hashtag ball at the Bay, you know.
I like that.
Kind of catchy a little bit, you know.
Pride is back because they're balling at the Bay. Thank you guys for being on. We'll talk to you soon.